When it comes to the high-octane world of NASCAR, where speed, strategy, and sponsorship all come together, the negotiations that take place behind the scenes can have just as big of an impact as the action that takes place on the track. It wasn't a scorching lap time or a daring overtake that brought retiring NASCAR icon Dale Earnhardt Jr. back into the public eye. Rather, it was a harsh criticism of the sport's team owners that brought him back into the limelight. In the middle of the ongoing discussions over NASCAR charter agreements, Earnhardt Jr. didn't hold back when it came to expressing his dissatisfaction and unhappiness with the owner's position. His remarks reverberated through the racing community, igniting debates and stirring up controversy over the future direction of the sport. His statements echoed across the racing world. It's clear that Earnhardt's opinion has enormous weight, both as a renowned person inside NASCAR and a passionate champion for the sport's integrity and viability. This becomes apparent when one examines the details of the charter discussions and considers Earnhardt's position. What is the opinion of a legendary individual regarding the charter? The implementation of NASCAR's new charter system has ignited intense discussions across the racing community, extending beyond the traditional Clash and Daytona 500 races. With NASCAR securing a record-breaking $1.1 billion annual media contract for 2025 and beyond, teams are vying for a larger share of the revenue pie. However, tensions arise as NASCAR argues that teams overlook the substantial costs involved in track operation and maintenance. The Daytona racetrack isn't the sole focal point of contention. NASCAR's relationship with racing teams amid the financial standoff also garners significant attention. Last year's colossal $7.7 billion media rights deal aimed at expanding NASCAR's global outreach adds complexity to the equation, with race teams adamant about securing larger portions of the media revenue as charter owners. Amidst this backdrop, Dale Earnhardt Jr. steps into the fray with his recent commentary, offering his perspective on the matter. On the other hand, the conflict is not only comprised of issues concerning media rights. The ever-increasing costs of race charters, which have reportedly reached as high as $40 million, have put a strain on the financial resources of a great number of teams. As a direct result of this, owners of teams are demanding perpetual charters. Earnhardt Jr. makes a statement that sheds light on the confusion that surrounds the situation by expressing skepticism over the length of time that teams have been protesting. The fact that NASCAR declined to attend the meeting that was scheduled for Sunday was a clear indication of the organization's determination to take a hard stand on the issue. Dale Earnhardt Jr. recently shared his perspective, suggesting that it would require significant effort to sway NASCAR's position. He believes NASCAR will ultimately find a resolution, though it might not completely align with the team's desires. Earnhardt emphasized that NASCAR is open to some concessions, but not necessarily meeting all of the team's demands. "I think that NASCAR will figure it out. The teams can posture all they want. I just think that NASCAR will meet them somewhere, maybe not in the middle. NASCAR's like, we're willing to do a few things, but not everything you want." Earnhardt also shed light on how the temporary charters can prove harmful for racers. "If you're the owner of a charter, right now you only have it till the agreement runs out. And then the charter, if NASCAR thinks they're obsolete, could just go away. They, NASCAR, look at the charter as only really a guarantee that you're going to get a spot on the field." Dale Earnhardt Jr., a broadcaster for NBC and co-owner of JR Motorsports, provides some insight into the potential strategy that NASCAR may employ in order to solve these particular problems. In a recent podcast, Earnhardt suggests that NASCAR's approach involves engaging with teams individually rather than convening collective meetings. One of the big dominating storylines of the entire week was the charter news. NASCAR executives turned down invites to meetings with the teams. The NASCAR, teams were like, "Hey, let's all come together. Let's get in the room. Come on, NASCAR, we're going to meet together." NASCAR would rather meet with the teams individually, and if I'm NASCAR, I like that. So okay, here's what I think is going on. Furthermore, adding to his hypothesis, this tactic makes it possible for NASCAR to more effectively handle the various points of view held by team owners, which might eventually pave the way for individual agreements. According to Earnhardt, the preference that NASCAR has for private meetings is most likely the consequence of the organization's aim to simplify discussions and minimize the pandemonium that may arise from group disputes. The truth is, they're not all like-minded. Some teams, may not want to make things difficult for NASCAR. Some teams in the back end of this RTA will be like, "You know what, I'm good with this deal," added the 49-year-old before mentioning NASCAR's workable strategy. NASCAR intends to address the issues that have been highlighted by teams while also keeping control over the bargaining process by following this tactic. Earnhardt recognizes the intricacies of the situation and emphasizes the significance of comprehending NASCAR's point of view in order to successfully navigate the continuing charter negotiations. Jr. proceeded with his analysis by stating the obvious and expanding on the reasons why he believes NASCAR will go in the manner that he expects it will. It was he who stated, "If there wasn't a bunch of these guys pushing back, trying to get a better deal, I'd probably take this deal. So that's why I think NASCAR wants to meet them individually. So it's more like trying to go to each individual team and steer everything closer to an agreement. NASCAR probably feels like it's easier to make that happen, talking to them one at a time as opposed to all getting in the room and just shouting from side to side." Earnhardt is of the opinion that the teams will not be able to continue to erect a barrier against NASCAR's stance, in the same manner that they did when they put a stop to the charter discussions earlier this year. This year marks the conclusion of the present charter arrangement, which will be terminated. Dale said, "Are they really serious about not showing up to the Daytona 500 next year in 2025? I don't feel that way. It may take something that big for the teams to get what they want, but I don't know that they will, or they really can or would." There's an advanced grasp of the nuances at play because of the insights that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has provided on the charter talks for NASCAR. Because he's such a well-respected character in the sport, his viewpoint is significant and sheds insight into the complexities of the continuing conversations that are taking place between NASCAR and the owners of the teams. He admits the difficulties that NASCAR and the teams are experiencing, and he emphasizes the significance of looking at things from NASCAR's point of view in order to solve the issues that are being made by the owners of the teams. Furthermore, Earnhardt Jr. expresses skepticism regarding the capacity of the teams to maintain a united front against NASCAR's stance against the likely outcomes of the discussions. He speculates on the potential outcomes of the negotiations. The probability of severe steps, like as a boycott of the Daytona 500, is called into doubt by him, and he eventually suggests that a solution may be made in order to avoid taking such extreme moves. Earnhardt Jr.'s view, in general, provides a deeper understanding of the intricate dynamics that are at play inside the NASCAR charter debates. In addition to this, it underlines the need to work together as a team and have mutual understanding in order to achieve a result that is beneficial to all of the individuals who are engaged. Earnhardt Jr.'s commentary reflects a sentiment of dissatisfaction with the team owners' handling of the charter negotiations, suggesting that he views their actions with a critical eye. This prompts the question, does Earnhardt Jr.'s stance indicate a willingness to individually agree to NASCAR's conditions, potentially diverging from the collective position of the organization itself? Comment down your views, like, share, and subscribe to get some more insights into the NASCAR world.